So hi guys, it's Rosie for the Yoga Studio Bude again. It's been a long time since I've done kind of home sessions and a long time since I've done sessions that you can do at home. So this is just a brief little how to break up your day if you're still working at home. I was going to go and change and put all my yoga stuff on. I thought, you know what, let's be real here. You probably don't walk around fully made up with your skinny yoga pants on ready for Instagram photos at home. So we'll come into the kitchen, we're going to break the monotony of the computer stuff and we're going to put the kettle on, which takes, what, 3-4 minutes, something like that. So while we're doing, easily, we can just put our hands onto, I've got the kitchen counter here, welcome to my kitchen by the way, and we can just roll up onto the balls of your feet and roll back down. Roll up with the balls of your feet, drop the heels down, maybe lift the toes up if that works for you. Rolling up and down again. Maybe just do that half a dozen or so times. Always good to energise the lower legs. They've been down on the floor all this time. We can do some gentle side bends, just leaning over. You can hold it for a couple of breaths or you can come back out of it and then go back into it, whatever works for you. Feels good. And again, obviously when we do something on one side, the invitation is to always follow it and do it on the other side. Kettle's still boiling, we haven't finished the tea yet, so we can go around and do the same thing on the other side. Again, we can stay here for 3 breaths rather than coming out of it. Really just whatever feels right for you. Fabulous. While we're at the kitchen sink, we're going to hold on to the sink, take a step back and just almost allow yourself to make that kind of 90 degrees. I've got my feet slightly in front of the alignment of my hips so that I can actually hold on to the sink and sink my hips back. Ears are just down between my arms, just stretching them. Then come up, come onto the balls of your feet, roll the shoulders away and arch up through the back, looking up towards the ceiling. And do that 3 times. Letting the hips come back beyond your heels, so that you're literally hanging off the sink pretty much. You thought your sink would come in that useful. Coming forwards on the balls of your feet, lifting up through the chest, looking right up. And slowly, gently come back one last time. Stretching out, literally hanging off that sink. Slowly come forwards on the balls of your feet again, roll the shoulders away and lift up through. And come down. Now if you don't have room behind you, if you've got a very small kitchen, you may not have room. I can't really show you now, but you can actually just hold on to the door handle. If the door is open this way, hold on either side and lean back from the door. Just obviously make sure those handles are all nicely strong, obviously. Fabulous. So the kettle's boiled, so now you're going to make your coffee and it's too hot to drink. So we've still got a few minutes left before we need to rush back to the computer. Okay? So we can do some side work. We can again come either, just the same as we did on our front. We're going to bring the hips down, we're going to lean away and come back up. We can do it just with a hand on the sink or the door handle. We can lift up through the other arm. So you're going to make it a banana shape if you like. Leaning up. Really feels here you're contracting down the obliques on one side and lengthening down the other. Of course, we've done 3 on that side, so we need to go to the other side. So again, imagine I'm going to hold on to the handle here of my door and do the same thing. Lean the hips away. Sorry about the door, creaky door. And bring the arm over. Coming up nice and straight. Lean the hips away, make a banana shape in the other direction. You may want to oil your doors before you do this. And slowly, 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 gently come back up. So while we're here at the sink, we're going to do something similar to that, hanging off the sink, but we're going to almost be like making a downward facing dog. So now we bring the hips back so they're actually over your feet. And I've just rested my hands coming forwards. We can do this on a counter. You can rest your hands on the counter, do it here. So we're not actually holding on, we're not pulling back. We're just stretching here. So we can bend the knees, give the hips a little wiggle, and then lengthen up through. Check out how that feels. So again, hamstring stretch here. Lower back stretch as well, which is nice. And what we could do here is do some kind of cat-cows, just round up and then come back, try to arch the back, rounding up. Try to arch the back a little bit, lift the chest up, rounding up. And then just give those hips a little wiggle as well. So again, we're contracting down one side of the obliques and lengthening down through the other. Fabulous. So one of my favourite moves to do, and I do actually do this kind of thing when I'm waiting for the potatoes to boil or kettle or something, or the toast, whatever it is. Just put one foot up on the counter. Now, depending how high your counter is, you may not be able to straighten your leg. Ideally, again, we are inviting the hips to be over the ankles if we can. We could just come forwards, you could hold on to your knee, you could look, I'm looking out my kitchen window, you could look at whatever you've got to look at, and maybe just think this is almost like being in a lunge position, if you think about it. We can reach the arms up towards the sky as well. You could do a little twist here. Just turn around in one direction and turn around in the other direction. We can straighten that leg if that's available to you. See if you can try to drop this hip down so the hips are level with each other. Again, little twist here. And a little twist the other direction. I really feel that you're kind of, I've actually got my foot flat, you can probably see now. You can put it up on the counter if you wanted to. Whatever works for you. We're all different, remember, different heights, different levels, etc. We can lengthen up as if we're doing a kind of a standing warrior 3. Nice straight arms, maybe bring the arms together. And then perhaps we could fold over, holding onto the toes, again keeping the length in the front of your body so the chin is coming over. We can soften down. And again, while we're here, we can maybe do a little twist. Just whatever feels right for you. Slowly and gently come back. So of course we need to go to the other side, need to keep it balanced, so let's do that. So let's pop the other leg on, either the heel on the countertop, or maybe, depending how long your legs are, depending how high you need them to come up. Again, ideally we want the leg to be parallel with the floor. Bend it to begin with, come into this kind of warrior 3. We can bring the arms up almost as if we're doing a kind of a warrior 1. Maybe a crescent moon, again, if you're familiar with your yoga poses. Do a little twist here. There's always got the other counter to hold on to if you wanted to. Take the arm round behind you. Coming back and then straighten that leg. If you have got it resting on the counter, try to still feel that you're kind of getting the energy through that leg that's elevated. So the energy is going down to the foot, towards the sink or wherever you are, and also down to this foot, and also coming up to keep you elevated. Again, we can reach the arms up, coming into our standing warrior 3. Draw the navel in, try to lift up a bit more. We can lengthen forwards, just maybe holding onto the foot, maybe holding onto the shin or the knee. Again, we're all different, wherever you are. And from here, we can do a little twist. And slowly and gently come back. And just give those legs a little shake out. Maybe by now your toast is done, your coffee is done, and it's time to sit down and enjoy them before you get back onto the computer. So there's lots of things to do when you come back out, maybe in a few moments to do the washing up before you get going. You can just come into a tree pose. Remember, you can always use the counter here. If you don't need it, that's fabulous. You can lift up, do a bit of side bend in your tree pose. Hands on the other side, lifting up that side too. Maybe bring the hands to your heart center. Lift the arms right up. Let's come into a full tree pose. And slowly down. And again, obviously, if you do one side, you need to do the other. So bring that foot in. You can always rest your knee on the door of a cupboard. That may make it easier. You can use your hands, we can do that little twist over, little side bend, sorry, not a twist. Side bend here, hands at your heart center, lift them up, open up the branches of your beautiful tree, stand up as tall as you can, and bring that energy down into your heart center. Fabulous. So maybe all of those things will actually get the blood moving around a little bit, re-energize you a little bit. You could just stand and just close your eyes for a couple of moments. That's quite nice. If you've got the space, you can lie on the floor with your legs up the wall. There's lots of different things that we can just do just for 5 or 10 minutes. Doesn't have to be an hour and a half on the floor. Lovely music, lighting candles, all that kind of thing. And we don't even have to wear yoga clothes. We can just wear whatever we're doing, whatever we're working with. So have fun. Remember, try to take breaks every 30, 40 minutes, even if it is come and make a cup of coffee, sit down, drink it, come and wash up the cup maybe, so you've got that little moment away from the computer and away from the chair as well. And remember, there's those little earlier videos I did where you are still seated, which is great, but I think it's better for us to actually get up every now and again and walk around. So I hope you've enjoyed. If you've got any ideas, anything else that we can do, then please just share them with me. Love to hear them. All right, thanks for watching. Take care. Namaste.